FTL, baby. If you don't know, then I don't know what to do for you. Wanted to show a boss run on this one instead of doing the whole run, since most people are just curious about, the various tactics on how to deal with the final boss. So you'll notice I got lucky. I got nothing but burst lasers basically across the board. So I do have the cloaking device and the crew transporter at this point, but the good news is with this kind of armament, even for the starter ship, the Kestrel, it does give me a variety of options to take this final boss ship out. Yeah, this is the hardest fight in the game for obvious reasons. It is the final boss. You have to take him out in 3 sections. So I've got energy and everything set up. I'm just kind of figuring out how I want to handle it. I did have audio problems, so this is a post commentary. It seems kind of quiet. Let me fix that just a second. Alright, that's better. Alright, now, anyway. So the first thing that helps to do is to take out the weapons on this thing. And that's a tactic that'll get you through the game. Targeting enemy weapons. The thing is, on this final boss ship, if you take out all of the crew aboard, it'll go into full automated mode, so it's not a brilliant thing to do. But you still want to get the weapons. Specifically, you want to get the weakest 3 of the weapons, starting with the strongest 3. Leave it its weakest weapon, and leave that guy in there alone. So, one of my favorite tactics, I just send crew members over to rip up the weapons compartments, since the guys can't get out of them. Well, with this option here, since I'm so well armed right now, I figured why not take a few out myself while I'm at it. So I do get a little speed on the process. Instead of just teleporting over a couple of crew members to take out a weapons compartment, teleport them back over to take out another weapons compartment, teleport them back. No, this does work out a little faster. And having all these burst lasers means I can get damage through even with the quadruple shields, because it fires in what, like 8 separate weapons all firing one at a time. So it's really cool that I can get damage through and guarantee take out systems. I just got really lucky picking up weapons along the route, so I keep pausing, of course, to make sure that I'm doing everything right to the best of my abilities, of course. So, and that's another tactic in FTL. Simply put, you must learn to mash on that spacebar or you will lose. Get my crew members ready to beam back over and take out another weapon. Targeting everything, and that's another trick with all these burst weapons. I want to fire everything at once every time. That way I can get through the shields and get the damage done. But they cloak now, so I'm just kind of sitting here waiting, seeing if there's anything I can tweak in the power systems. So I'm not really concerned about cloaking right now, is making sure I've got power to get the guys beamed over and back real quick. Though I do make a few mistakes on this run, as I recall. So, bear with me. It is not a perfect run, but fortunately, I have enough plan Bs and Cs to get me through it. So I beam the guys back over to the next weapon compartment I want taken out. I've got their beam. Matter of fact, it's on fire right now. I was pretty proud of that. So basically, I take out their ion cannon so I don't have to worry about my shields getting ionized. And I leave them with only probably the weakest weapon that ship actually has to work with. Except notice I'm not being very careful here. My shields are down. I'm lucky I've got a lot of energy into shields and a good, into my engines. And I've got a pretty decent crew as far as all that's concerned. Although this run getting here wasn't perfect, I lost a couple of crew members here and there, so my crew could be more talented right now. So I pull my crew back, send them back to heal, and then, since I've gotten what I wanted done to their weapons compartment, now this ship only has one weapon left. I could take my time if I want, except I underestimate the fact that when you have as many weapons as I do, it's not going to take nearly as much time as you might think. Ultimately, I'm trying to take out their med bay, because I don't want that crew being able to heal when I jump over there and try to... The goal at this point of my run is to go over there and kill everybody in their crew except that one lone gunner. so that way I don't have to worry about the efficiency. However, here's where I make a critical mistake. As soon as my crew is aboard, yeah, they get their med bay up and running just enough, and they cloak. Man, a human being couldn't have done it. Couldn't have been so genius. This computer was brilliant. So basically, my crew, my boarding party, is now dead, and this completely changes my entire strategy because I can't get them out. Damn thing's cloaked. I wasn't very smart. So yeah, boarding crew is dead. I think I managed to save one, but it's pretty pointless now. So I have now abandoned all hope, and I'm going to power my weapons back up and do this right, if I remember how I did the run correctly. Well, not necessarily do it right. Yeah. So trying to redistribute energy so I can get my weapons up and running, and you know, because I am still fortunately gifted with some kick-ass weapons. What, Burst Laser 3, Burst Laser 2, Burst Laser 2, or whatever the heck it is. No, Burst Laser 1 and 2 Burst Laser 2s. Whatever it is, I've got some good weapons. Yeah, 2s and 3. 2s and a 3. Which basically takes 8 weapon energy, and that was not easy, getting the scrap to be able to run 8 energy worth of weapons. But it reappears, so I target all my weapons, and that's it. That is the first section, so I'm going to skip the repairs and stuff and get right to the second fight. Right. So, the first time the ship fights, it's a little different. It's just you got to deal with the weapons and such. It doesn't really do a lot. Now, besides having to power through it, I've got to worry about drones. Because now they've activated tons of drones, so the fight gets more difficult. That said, I'm no longer concerned about crew, or else the next thing I would do would be to send my crew over to the remaining fixed weapon bays and knock them back out. Sadly, that's not an option. So with my shields and my maneuverability, I'm going to just have to grin and bear through a whole lot of incoming fire. Or take their weapons out manually like this if I can get through their shields. Fortunately, there's nobody in those weapons bays that can repair them. I cloak as soon as I know that that ship is going to start doing its power surge, which basically sends this huge wave of drones through. I mean, anybody who's played against this boss battle and actually gotten this far knows what I'm talking about. So, although I believe I've made the mistake, I cloaked a little too soon without enough energy in the compartment. But there is a bit of a panic. I'm trying to make sure that I'll be able to survive this drone rush. So that said, all my weapons are charged back up. And ow! The drones start tearing up my ship. So my immediate reaction, I want to take out their other weapon, but I changed my mind. Let's do this smart. I'm going to take out drone control. That way I can get them to stop tearing my ass apart. And I do some damage, which shuts down many of the boss ship's drones, which is cool, since I've only got that one Defense 1 drone trying to clean up the mess, but I'm actually, yeah, I ended up having to repair some hull damage as well since I'm breached. And my door control is going out, so if yeah, that stupid drone they sent over, that boarding drone, has ripped me to shreds. Once again, it's making me panic, because it tore a hole in my teleport room. Not that I care about the teleport room, but having that hull breach, and I'm having issues at this point killing that thing, since my best combat crew members are all dead. So I keep having to swap out people to go fight him before he starts working his way towards other systems. Especially with the hull breach in there, that's killing me twice as fast as he's killing me, having no oxygen in the room. I'm sending crew in to suck vacuum, while still trying to remember, oh yeah, I have an enemy ship I need to destroy before it destroys mine. So micromanaging my crew's health at this point has become an absolute nightmare. No, this was not a smooth run at all, but if I keep pounding on their drone defenses, yeah, fortunately able to get shields up in time to avoid the weapons that they were firing at me. Yeah, it's not a smooth run at all, but it still works out. I'm able to take out their drone control. It still winds up being advisable to cloak when I can, so that I can avoid the power surges just in case. You never know if they've got crew in there trying to repair it. So my efforts to continue taking out drone control actually took the ship out, and I didn't even realize I was that far into it. So skipping right to past the repair and control bits, this did take me a while to repair. I moved straight on to the third, which is the stupid Zoltan shielded frickin'. I've got to worry about it firing volleys of lasers, and of course they immediately send their surviving crew over, because I guess they're sick of my shit. Now I ain't gonna lie, doing straightforward combat like this instead of being all sneaky and shit and strategic with crew members, this damn near gets me killed. So, I mean, for having a starter ship though, I gotta admit, the fact that I'm able to survive it all is pretty good. Energizing my defense drone, it's not much, but I figure every little bit at this point that could bring down incoming weapons fire is welcome. And trying to tear down all of the weapons aboard this ship. And I wanted to tear down all the weapons, but I can't because I realized something important. Their crew's on my ship. If I take out their crew and that remaining gunner, that means this ship will go automated and start repairing all of its systems, and I don't want that. So once again, I've just got to put up with enemy fire the best I can, while still having this nightmare of dealing with the crew that they've sent over. Which, they couldn't have picked better timing. I didn't even remember this boss for ever having sent crew, but then usually the crew is dead by now anyway, so they've got no one to send. So this is the first time I ever had to deal with a boarding attempt while fighting this boss. You know, a boarding drone, sure, but crew? Live crew? The hell? And I've got hull breaches starting to show up, starting to take heavy damage on my ship. I can't keep shields up to save my ass because damage has been done to my shield compartment, so I'm thinking, my god, it's full of stars. No, there's no way I'm going to be able to survive this. I start losing hope. But I keep pressing on. I aim everything I can at their shield compartment and do some damage. And now I notice, oh crap, here comes that power surge, ripping me to shreds. But I am to the realization now that there's only one way out of this fight, and that's just my weapons are still in good shape. So, Captain Kirk, thank you very much for the idea. All power to the phasers and keep going. And I luck my way out of it before they were able to shoot back and destroy me. So it's kind of a ballsy way to fight them, but it worked. I'm going to skip the credits here because they're long, thanking every Kickstarter backer. Not to disrespect them, because I appreciate them for putting this game out. Now, I much more recommend just doing it from the inside with the boarding parties, disabling all the subsystems. There are other YouTube videos that show this idea. As far as the game itself, though, if you haven't played FTL Faster Than Light, I know it's available on Steam, and now it's on like Android or iOS, whatever. It is now on mobile platforms. That's what I'll say. It's a fantastically good game. I mean, like, for us old grognards that are used to play on our IBM 386s, you know, it's really good at replicating the old school feel while throwing something new, like modern RTS style stuff into the mix. So, it's really, I can't recommend it more highly than that. Give it a try, man, if you haven't already. And if you have, well, good luck beating that final boss. I'm sure you can do it better than me. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care of yourselves.